bringing down the average chromosome, I can't lie.
We've got him.
Right, okay. Right,
This episode.
for the first time we've got guests. Britain was built on immigration.
Hello everyone, we're ready. I'm back here with the second episode of the Controversial Podcast.
Hooray!
Once again, I'm joined by Mr. George Jones.
Hello.
And for the first time, we've got guest Noah Beatty here. And also Luke, he's also present. I don't think he'll be speaking though, but that's fine. We're open inclusive. And one thing that was mentioned in the comments of the last video is that we will debate anything. We won't be taken down. We can express any opinion as long as you can justify us. I think that's a fair assessment. Today's topic is going to be on indefinite leave to remain, because Nigel Farage has recently announced that he will scrap this if he comes into government. So, Noah, you seem to know the most about this so far, so go ahead.
Alright.
Give a brief explanation.
Nigel Farage, as you said, has said he's want to scrap indefinite leave to remain, which is basically when you're not a citizen, but you're allowed to live here for, indefinite.
In the name. Yeah.
I think that's a bad idea.
To scrap it.
To scrap it, yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of people need indefinite leave to remain to even be here. Like a lot of countries, say America, don't allow dual citizenship. So if you were to become a citizen and leave indefinite leave to remain and just become a citizen, you'd have to give up living in America or whatever country you're from. There's loads that don't allow it, dual citizenship.
Okay, so
that's bad in my opinion.
So he announced this. It was either yesterday or the day before, right? The Reform UK conference, with who's the second to Nigel Farage? Well, not Richard Tice.
Nicola.
No. It's a guy. Do you know who I mean? Zia Yusuf.
Zia Yusuf, the guy who left and rejoined.
Yeah, and then he rejoined. Yeah. So I will admit I hadn't heard about this until recently. So I've not done as much preparation or research. I know, but so from what I understand, do we know when this was introduced?
When, like you said, you do it?
No. When indefinite leave to remain was first introduced?
I've got no clue. It's been here for a while. More than 2 days.
Two decades ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would have been Tony Blair, surely.
Yeah,
probably.
you think during the Blair
kind of thing.
Yeah, that seems like a Tony Blair thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so from what I understand, obviously Boris Johnson, he got elected on the basis of anti-immigration.
Mm-hmm.
They got get Brexit done, not on immigration.
But the people that voted for him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because when people say Britain was built on immigration, they're forgetting the fact that in every single opportunity they're given, the British public have fairly overwhelmingly voted against immigration. I'd say that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brexit referendum.
Yeah.
And then I'd say voting for Theresa May was a vote against immigration. I'd say voting for Boris Johnson was a vote against immigration. Obviously, there's not been any since then. And also, comes into the facts, like we do this in history, we join the EU and we don't have a referendum until 1 year after we've been in it. So, if you leave after 1 year, you're not getting the full benefits of it. So I think it's fairly safe to say that the British public have been voting consistently against immigration.
I disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, because, the people who voted for the Tory party and Conservatives and all that laws have voted against immigration. I'd argue the bigger factor is that the right, until UKIP wasn't really anything, until property reform and the Brexit party, all that also didn't go, the left is so much more split up than the right. In the left, you've got Lib Dems, Labour, and the Greens all fighting for whatever place, and then whatever party comes every 3 years after the person splits from Labour. The right's only had the Tory party, and then, say with 2019, the Brexit party was there, but they made a deal with the Tory party to not have it.
Yeah.
So while the anti-immigration sentiment has won out a lot, the argument that the British people are against immigration, I disagree with, just because of that.
You're arguing from the perspective of parties, right?
Yeah.
But the majority of parties, would you say, in the UK, I think this is fair to say, since, before Margaret Thatcher, and then after Margaret Thatcher, have been, very moderate.
On immigration?
No, just generally. But I would say on immigration, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, just generally, I don't think a single Prime Minister's been harsh on it at all. I'd say so. Obviously,
I don't know. A lot of the Tory prime ministers, Boris especially, were harsh on immigration in their words. But
in their words, absolutely. Yeah. But Boris wasn't.
Yeah, Boris wasn't.
And
Yeah,
this was the point I was going to get onto. That how many immigrants came into the country under Boris Johnson?
You
forget-
yeah.
3 million.
Something
Okay.
like that. That's
But
what-
also COVID-19 was still a thing.
Sure,
under Boris
but
Johnson.
3 million people. The population at the time was like 60 something million.
Yeah.
3 million people coming in under the premiership of someone that's arguing against immigration and Brexit, which are intertwined in my opinion.
Yeah.
At the time, in the 2019 election,
I mean, during the 2016 election, the biggest issue for the EU referendum, the biggest issue was immigration.
Yeah.
Is that both?
I'd say immigration, and then the second one would be money,
Yeah.
and money in terms of us sending it to other countries.
Yeah, we sent 350 million to the EU.
Yeah, and then obviously, we'll give it to the NHS, which is just, you know,
It
Boris
was
Johnson.
bullshit, but still.
I do genuinely think that Boris Johnson is a worse prime minister than Liz Truss,
Yeah.
because she just has such a short time to like ruin the country, which of course she managed. But
You want to speak? Go on.
yeah, come on, let's
Say your piece.
let's get.
Were you saying that you think Liz Truss were better than Boris Johnson? Or
No,
worse?
they were both terrible. But
Mate, Liz Truss did so much damage in such a short amount of time.
But what we're arguing
Boris Johnson-
is that
Boris
did
Johnson
more damage
reg-
over the prolonged
yeah,
period.
Boris Johnson regulated how the lockdown and also regulated COVID vaccine use. And
yeah,
also
any
distribution.
prime minister would have done that.
Yes, but obviously. if you
Wait,
look at
Boris
that-
Johnson saved
He also
football.
managed to
He
regulate.
saved football.
He almost-
He stopped the Super League. He's the best Prime Minister ever.
Fucking
I
hell.
love Boris Johnson.
Right,
So-
where were we?
So this has become Liz Truss v
So-
Boris Johnson.
During COVID-19, while also his primary focus was on COVID vaccine distribution and also lockdown,
But
Boris
any
Johnson
prime
also
minister-
managed to regulate the economy under international guidelines and also keep international industries alive with British participation.
Labour would have done the exact
Yeah, I
same
was
thing,
gonna say,
though. Starmer's plan was literally agree with everything that Boris did on COVID.
Yeah, we're not talking about Keir Starmer right now. We're talking about Keir
Well, no,
Starmer.
No, but he
We're
was
talking
in
about Boris
opposition.
No,
Johnson
but
and Liz Truss's.
he's saying that anyone would have done it. I'm saying I agree because
Yeah.
Keir Starmer literally
At the time.
said he would do it exactly
In
the same
opposition,
thing.
because he was leader of the opposition at the time. Boris Johnson was,
Yeah.
and he was saying he would do the exact same as Boris Johnson. Obviously, Boris Johnson was scummy, and he was doing the parties.
What about
so
COVID?
Just
well-
in general.
Well, I mean, yeah, in general.
I
yeah.
think about COVID during the lockdown, because Boris Johnson did effectively approach COVID and lockdown.
He did have a couple of parties.
Yeah, exactly. He was given law. It's like rules.
He
for
managed
me,
to
not
keep
for me.
infection
Yes.
rates down, and also, as I said before,
Which
he
any
managed to
prime
keep
minister could have
Only
done.
Yeah.
1,000 people died.
Yeah, exactly.
It
In
could
New
be-
Zealand,
and-
like 1,000 people died.
Yeah.
Well, you look at the population differences and also the population density.
Oh, sorry, I'll change it again. In here, about 1% of the population died. In New Zealand,
About-
0.01% of the population died. Does that fucking help you? No, it
You
doesn't.
look at the
Yeah, but your
population
point is
density.
doomed.
Look at the population density, right? You've got
Yeah.
cramped-in cities like London, Manchester, and
Yeah.
Liverpool and stuff
Yeah.
like that, all right? And then you look at
They're
New
proportional
Zealand.
to population. New Zealand.
You look
has
at New Zealand,
cities.
they have a smaller population to handle, and also, you know, a westernized, modernized income as well.
All right, so let's just pause for a second, okay? So this has gone from indefinite leave to remain. So we've gone back, and we're basically. So I think we all agree that Boris Johnson was bad in terms of immigration. We
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're saying that he was because he had so many other factors to take care of.
yeah,
at the
but
time.
no, but
I'm not
we're-
calling him a good prime minister, you know, party games.
no. I think all of us here disagree that. I think we all agree rather that Boris Johnson was a terrible prime minister.
He was. He
Okay.
went in his speech. He just when he was, you know, resigning, when he was kicked out, he just didn't at all.
Yeah,
He just complimented everything he said, so it gave him a lasting impression
yeah.
on most of the public.
I think it's sorry.
I do love how when Boris Johnson resigned, he made the contest 3 months so that he would be Prime Minister for longer than Theresa May was. Just about.
It's genuine.
Yeah, that is why it was like a 3-month long competition. Like, they proved it could be like 2 weeks when Liz Truss resigned.
Yeah.
Rishi
Yeah.
date was in 2 weeks.
Can I say Rishi Sunak was actually an alright prime minister?
He was good, yeah.
If
His
Rishi
idea to
Sunak was in like any good time possible, like say you came in when Boris Johnson came in 2019, no, it was also shit to be fair. Say you came, when was the last time we had it good? Back in the war. If you came in after the war, it would have been good.
No, because after the war was terrible, all the industrial rebuilding.
Labour
fuck's
was
sake.
terrible after.
Before World War One is the only good time.
If
It's the
Rishi
last time
Sunak
this
was Prime
country-
Minister in he would have been lynched though, wouldn't he? Oh, fuck. Rishi Sunak was shit every time, but he would have been good in a theoretical time where everything was good.
Yeah. So let's return. Let's just pause. Indefinite leave to remain.
Boo. I mean, yeah!
So-
Don't get wrong.
Okay. What I was going to say is there's a Boris wave, okay, of 3 million immigrants
Yeah.
who came into this country. Okay. You okay? Do you wanna take a
But
second?
like,
Sorry. What? No. The Super League Boris Johnson.
Right, let's pause this one. So
It was good though, it was the one good thing he did.
no, but most
Barcelona could have fucked us all and he stopped it.
how long is this? 11 minutes.
Oh no!